Well, thank you for joining us on The Big Deal. Today we have Gelklys Delgado, an RESF lifer, 10 years plus with real estate Salesforce, a realtor, investor, mom, wife. Oh my.
A lot on my plate.
So you know what, before we get into the big deal and why we're, what you have to tell us, I want to hear a little bit about Gelkys. So let our listeners know who you are.
So you said it, you hit it right on the head. I'm a mom, number one, right?
Yeah.
I'm a wife. I'm an investor. So I've been investing in real estate for over 13 years now, 13 years. I'm also a real estate agent. I love working out, anything fitness, wellness, eating right, traveling. That's me in a nutshell,
Well, no, it sounds like you have it balanced.
I try.
Okay.
I try.
All right. So what do you do in your day-to-day? What is a day with Gelkys?
So a day with me starts off with getting my kids ready, off to school, then going to the gym for me. That's like my must. Then after that, I get to work. I put my work hat on and I get to work, and that entails many different things. I could go from showing properties to sitting down and making cold calls to following up with old leads and work basically. And then after that is I pick up the kids and I also work on my investments. I try to spend time with my family as much as I could, making it all work as best as I could.
As we can, one day at a time.
Yeah.
So let's talk about a deal at a time. Let's talk about the big deal. What do you want to share with us today about a big deal that you've had?
Okay, I've had many big deals, but let me see a big deal that I would like to talk about now. This one's on the real estate agent side, right?
Okay, so you have your realtor hat on.
Yes. Okay, so this one just happened to me actually now, very recently. So this one is a couple that I was referred to by a very good friend of mine, and they need to sell their home first. They've been there for 8 years. They started raising their family there, so it's like a whole big emotional thing for them to then move up to something bigger. So they're great people. They're so phenomenal, but they're very scared of everything. It's like a big shift for them. So I've had to hold their hand. We're doing everything, going as smooth as possible. We finally get them the house that they love, that they want to upgrade to.
Okay, so this is an upgrade, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was difficult. It started off with the negotiation. The price was way off of what they were looking for. It was something listed like maybe $80,000 above what they were wanting to pay.
But they fell in love with it.
But it still wasn't in their budget, So that was where I came in, and I started, doing as much as I could and creating some type of relationship with the listing agent. And we got it. We got it for the price that we needed it.
How did you go back and forth on the pricing? It was just kind of a middle point. We know that sometimes, there's a lot of, it wasn't a cash deal, was it?
No, it wasn't a cash deal. So what I did was when my clients tell me their price point, then I kind of go and I start looking at things that are they're above their ask, what they're looking for. But I know that maybe these people are willing to negotiate now that the market's in the conditions that it is. So, I try to see how many days has it been on the market. And I usually call the agent and get a feel for it. Hey, are your sellers negotiable? Like, where are we looking at? Are they firm on their price? So this agent in particular was very kind and which I appreciate those.
Yes.
Those are very far in between. So he was very kind. He was very open. And we just started building like a little thing there. Like we started talking to each other more open and being more transparent, and we ended up getting the price that we liked it, which is great. But then that's it. The price was dropped so drastic from what we wanted that now when it came time to do other things like inspection period and credits and stuff like that, I got a little tough there.
Right. You had to come in again.
Yes, I had to come in again.
Because it is multiple times.
Yes, it is. You think you're like over one hurdle and you're like, yes, and you can't celebrate. You don't celebrate yet. So we got that situation, and it came back with mold. The house has mold.
Okay.
So it was a big deal for my clients, obviously.
And for many, because I know that that's one of the top things that I know my clients kind of get scared.
Yeah.
So what did you do?
So they had some company go out there and give them like an estimate on what it would cost them to do the remediation. And it was a really high price. It was like something really ridiculous. And I was like, okay, this is going to kill the deal because the sellers are not going to drop again another 20
Right. You know how many times
plus.
you had to go back?
So I went and the connections that I've made, and I thought about my really good friend of mine that's a contractor and that deals with the AC world and industry. And I'm like, okay, listen, I need your help. I need you to go out there today and give me an estimate much better than this one, and I need you to make it work. And he did, thankfully. And
luckily for your contacts.
Yes, yes. And he did. He went out there right away. He got me an estimate, much cheaper, something that we could work with. And then I still had to give up. The agents, we had to give up on our commission to make this work as well, which was another hurdle to make it work.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was all in all a big, it was a big hurdle. But I think we're not there yet. We haven't closed, but we're getting there.
It's fingers crossed. So I mean, and they were going to be living in this property.
Yeah.
Right now, so on let's turn the page there and just give me what does one of the best investment deals look like for you?
Oh my gosh.
And where and what have you been doing lately that seems to to be creating a buzz out there?
Okay, so for me, I do something that's maybe not for everyone, but I invest for cash flow. Right. So
cash flow.
Cash flow. So not so much appreciation. So I'm in a different market. I'm currently investing in Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay.
So my husband and I have over 30 properties in Montgomery, and then that's our cash flow portfolio. But it's a market that you're not going to really be counting. We don't count on appreciation there. There is just strictly cash flow. We have them all rented out Section 8s. So we get guaranteed income. We don't have to be chasing rent. So
do you have somebody who helps you? I mean, how do you manage so many properties
me and my
outside of Florida?
Yeah, we built a really good system out there because one of the best deals that I'll tell you that I did, the investment properties, it was in Montgomery, and that's how we actually ended up there for this long now because of this one investment. So we were looking for like something big, like a big building or something that we were just like, okay, we're just going to do one big building and cash flow from that, and that's it. So we found a great opportunity in Montgomery. We paid, I believe it was under $500,000 for a 20 unit.
Did you wow?
Yeah, but it was.
But did you know anybody over there?
No,
or you just
no.
kind of
I
from
had
doing
been-
your homework?
From
or?
doing my homework of Montgomery, which is actually Alabama is nationally the lowest taxes. So I have no overhead. So that's what I was looking for. Very little overhead, little like inexpensive taxes, inexpensive insurance. So typically I spend about $50 to $75 a month in taxes and insurance. So,
That's unheard of.
So that's where I cash flow. That's why I cash flow so well. So we got into Montgomery because of that tax benefit. I'm like, okay, the taxes are very cheap here. The numbers are going to make sense. And then affordable housing pays really well there because there's a lot of poverty over there. There's a lot of demand. So the rents are paying really well and it's guaranteed. And the overhead is very little.
30 plus units.
Yeah. Well, that building was 20 units. Now we have 30 plus, but we have single family homes. That unit, we got in there. We learned the market. It was very challenging. It was a very difficult 10 months, but we ended up flipping it and we made close to $200,000 in less than 10 months.
So you do everything remotely. You never. I mean.
Oh yeah, we went over there. We've gone there plenty.
So every time you go, so when you're gonna buy, you fly over.
Not anymore. But at the beginning, yes. So now we just closed on another property 2 weeks ago, and I did everything from here. I haven't even seen the property because I have a team out there now that, hey, I need you to go check out this property, inspect it for me, give me the green light. We have everything. We have the whole system over there, a whole team.
Yeah. Oh, ching ching! Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. So that's in the investment side. That's where I'm at. I do want to start diversifying a little bit more. So now I want to start tapping into appreciating assets. So more on like, okay, I'm good with cash flow, so I don't have to stress so much. And now I could focus on like building something that's really not going to cash flow that well, but I'm looking forward to that
for
appreciation.
a long-term appreciation.
Yeah.
Nice. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And, let me ask you, if you had like a big diamond to share with the audience today as a takeaway, what is something that you want to share, that maybe just, in their careers, or maybe it's that they don't have to do it all, right? Maybe it's finding a partner, what would you like to share or leave the listeners with today?
Just start, just start. That I think that's the biggest, scariest part for people. Just to start, whatever it is. Start cold calling, start going out there and giving your information, start posting on Instagram, start connecting with people, start going to networking events, just start all of that. And then things will just start falling into place and it'll start happening for you. But you have to just start, and it's scary. A lot of people tell me all the time, it's so scary to put yourself out there, but just do it and it'll be beneficial.
Oh my God, that is so true. Just start.
Yes.
And do it.
Start.
And it's like, and I guess the layers will, and
they'll
we'll
evolve by
start.
themselves. They'll happen alone. You're gonna start cold calling, and you're gonna make a connection, and you're gonna get a lead, and then maybe you get a listing, and from that listing, you're gonna get other connections, and then you're gonna go to this network event, and you're gonna meet this lender who's gonna recommend you, and it's like a whole. Just do it. Just go out there and start.
Well, thank you, Gelkys. Just do it. Start. Thank you for your tip today, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks.